What's happening, people? Back with another reaction as Luca is attacking something over there. And yeah, we're going to listen to more Sinead O'Connor, and we're going to listen to another tune from The Lion and the Cobra, 1987. Again, shout out to the almost half dozen people who've shared Sinead with me, I think 5 for sure. And indeed, shout out to Adrian for bringing my attention to the first album, and then Philip for making it available so we can go through the full playthrough. But yeah, we're going to listen to Mandinka, if I'm reading this right. And again, as someone who is technically a historian, and when you're a historian, especially when you're in grad school, you gotta take classes from different periods, different regions. I do believe Mandinka is like an umbrella ethno-linguistic name for peoples in a certain part of West Africa, but I think it's, again, like an umbrella name that includes many subgroupings of people. So ultimately, I'm not sure the degree to which the languages are mutually intelligible. Like the Bantu peoples in East Africa, I think there's like 200 dialects or languages, and not all of them are mutually intelligible. But if I'm reading that right and remembering that right, then perhaps the song might make reference to musical motifs or maybe even linguistic phrases of the Mandinka peoples. Perhaps it's a story about them, but not so much like drawing upon musical themes per se. Nevertheless, let's find out what it actually is. This is Sinead O'Connor. It's from the 1987 album Lion, or The Lion and the Cobra, and the track is called Mandinka. Than I might have thought after the first tune. I have no shame, I don't feel pain. Like that rolling snare. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know. Again, when I make references like this, it's because my brain tries to draw similarities and connections to things I'm already fond of. But it sounded like if you took the sonics of an '80s Cyndi Lauper track and put Elizabeth Fraser style vocals into it, it had like the intensity and variety of Elizabeth Fraser's vocal catalog. Not an identical voice by any means, but she did some things that reminded me of some of the audacity of the Cocteau Twins vocals. But the Sonics, again, they had this buoyant, like fun, like '80s pop rock, like a bit of electronic sound too. It just had that sort of feel that a lot of Cyndi Lauper stuff on her first couple albums has. So, yeah, ultimately, I enjoyed like the different sides of that tune. Didn't hear enough to get a sense of what it might be about, although again that line that I feel no shame, or what was it, I don't know shame and I feel no pain. That's an interesting expression, and again maybe I'm remembering that slightly wrong, but essentially like those two concepts suggest a really like interesting dynamic where one maybe should feel shame or like should feel pain, but they don't, so they're persisting in behavior that other people might bring to an end if only for self-preservation. So yeah, I'm not quite sure about the lyrics, but what I did hear has me curious, so I look forward to people's comments. Again, I'm very new to her music, so ultimately songwriting, sonics, like vocal performance, I still have much to learn and I'm early days. So if I say anything that runs counter to not only people's opinions, because again sometimes when I like make reference to other groups, I'm like, oh, but some people are gonna hate that other group or that other artist, so making reference to it might not be wise. But when I do those things, it's always like a positive association in my brain. But yeah, ultimately, I look forward to learning more just about the way she puts tunes together and the way she, performs vocally. So, in any case, shout out to all the people who've shared Sinead with me, which again is basically like a cool half dozen. So, shout out to all of you. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.